Good evening, guys. How's everybody doing? I apologize for the dim lighting. Anyway, how you guys doing? It's your boy Chad Big Bad Johnson from the Market Down Podcast, and I am here with the NXT Fast Forward. Give me one moment. Let me better help things. Uh, uh, I hope you guys can see me enough. I apologize. I don't have my other light on. I'm very tired, and I'll be going to sleep after this. So just bear with me if you can. This won't be too long, as NXT was kind of mid again. I have prepared a list because I am not Danny and I am not James, and my memory is total shit. So I have my handy dandy notebook. We started out the night with a Braun Breaker promo. It was pretty decent. Can't complain about that. It followed by an interruption from Dolph Ziggler, who cut a better promo, but he's more advanced and more seasoned, so of course that makes sense. A little bit of back and forth between them until Braun pretty much said, "I'll beat your ass," and Dolph was like, "No way, I got Champa tonight. Let's leave it at that." Showed a little cowardice. After that, we had a match between LA Knight and Grayson Waller. Um, let's see. I'm very fond of Grayson Waller as of late. I think it might have been the AJ Styles cosign and feud back further that kind of put me in the place to like Grayson Waller. I still really like LA Knight. I think he's absolutely brilliant on the mic. I do think he's, I don't want to say green, but his in ring skill needs just a little tuning. But once he starts pacing himself and fall into patterns that make him better, we'll get, more quality wrestling. End of the day, can't really complain. The match was pretty good. Grayson Waller won due to some cheating shit as he usually does. He's proven to be a top notch heel. Well, not top notch, but a mid notch heel, if that's a thing. Um, After that, we go on to the first match for the Dusty Rhodes Women's Tag Team Classic, and we had Kaylee Ray from NXT UK, which I hope remains unbothered. Please leave NXT UK alone so that they can continue to prosper. We don't want any NXT UK 2.0s because that would be disrespectful to the brand. Anyway, back to basics. Sorry, guys. We don't do tangents. It was Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai versus Lash Legend and Amari Miller. I've seen Amari Miller a few times. She's nothing to write home about, very green in the ring. However, I can tell she's getting a little better from her previous matches. Lash Legend is a bigger name than what she's doing in the ring. I feel like she's kind of green, but also I feel like she's a little clunky, which is like cringeworthy. But same as Amari Miller, she's also getting a little bit better. Kaylee Ray is good, but she's not great. Io Shirai is phenomenal to me. She'll always be phenomenal. Kaylee Ray and Io walked away with the win. They advance in the Dusty Rhodes Women's Tag Team Classic. Match was pretty short, nothing too extraordinary. Um, Also, we need to talk about one day why WWE shit on Dusty Rhodes and both of his children and still are attaching his name to tournaments, which is beyond me. But Cody's possibly coming back, so maybe we should wait on that. Fast forward, commercial break, then come back to Duke Hudson versus Dante Chen. I don't know who this Dante Chen guy is still. I know a few weeks ago I posted a NXT review and I said I didn't know who he was. I looked in disbelief again tonight as he showed up on my screen and still did not really know who he was. Duke Hudson I like, but I hate that they abandoned the whole poker room gimmick. I felt like that was a plus, and now he's kind of just coasting. I don't know exactly what they're doing with him. He walked away with the win, which I feel like he needed because he's the bigger name at this point until this Dante Chen guy figures out how to get ahead. Then we fast forward to a Carmelo Hayes promo. I really like Carmelo Hayes. I know James has spoken about seeing him on the Indies before NXT, and everything he's done in NXT is absolutely above average. His in-ring is good. His promo skills are pretty good. His feuds are good. His matches are pretty good. So it's safe to say that he's going to the moon. I'm sorry, guys. Don't delete me. The only thing I hated about Carmelo's promo was he used the word mellobration, and it took me back to when Carmelo was doing melabrations, and it's good wordplay and it's a cool reference, but I absolutely hate it. I'm sorry, I can't get past it. I hate it. Other than that, the promo was fine. He was then interrupted by Pete Dunne, and he called Pete Dunne Skeet Dunne, which made me giggle more than I should have. Either way, I mean, it's a win for me. Apparently, Pete Dunne is going to try and go for the North American Championship. I'm still confused as to why Pete Dunne is on NXT. It's not working for me. I think Pete Dunne is top tier. I think he needs to be on the main roster. However, I don't want him to get lost in the shuffle the same way I felt about Gargano and Champa, even though Ciampa's been on the main roster for the last 2 weeks, and he looks like he'll succeed, like he's doing pretty okay. Fast forward to Cameron Grimes versus Trick Williams. Cameron Grimes is okay. He's bearable. I like him enough. Trick Williams is green in the ring, and he's okay as a personality, but something about him is very wonky in the ring. He's very clunky and aloof. Maybe that's probably the perfect word. He's very aloof. Like he knows what he's doing, but he can't quite just do it correctly. Eric is gonna not know a single soul I spoke about, so hopefully he'll still watch. Shout outs to Eric. After that, we had a debut by a Nikita Lyons, and she faced a woman by the name of Kayla Inlay. I thought it was going to be an absolute squash match since it was Nikita Lyons' debut NXT match, but the match was actually 8 minutes, and I was like, oh shit, look at NXT shouting out their women's talent again. They seem to be the only part of the company that shouts out their women's division. Anyway, Nikita Lyons she's pretty cool. She has a Trouble in Paradise-esque finisher. She looks like a thicker, attractive Lara Croft kind of character. I believe I wasn't interested when they were first rolling the vignettes of her debuting because she was singing and dancing, and then still gave me the Tomb Raider vibes, and I didn't really know where they were going with it. But after seeing her fight tonight, I see that she's okay. She's pretty good. She's very acrobatic and athletic, so I feel like she'll bring a certain spice to the women's division. After that, we had the Creed brothers doing a promo. I think they are grade A boring. I'm sorry for people who love the Creed brothers. I'm just going by what I've seen. They're just big brothers who are a tag team and have a little appeal, but it's not major. So I don't know. They were interrupted by Imperium, who I also don't think have major appeal except for Walter, and he wasn't there. So I fast forwarded even quicker at that point. Then we had Casey and Caden versus the Diamond Mine girls for the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Women's Tag Team Classic, like the earlier match. Casey and Kaden walked away with the win, which I was excited for because Casey is really good. And I think she needs to be highlighted much more than she has been. So I'm psyched for that. After the match, Ivy Nile attacked the Paxley girl. Forgive me for not remembering her first name, but I don't care about Diamond Mine as much as, I guess, a Diamond Mine fan. After that commercial break, we lead into the main event. The main event is Dolph Ziggler versus Tommaso Ciampa. Both great superstars, both great in the ring, both do great promos. So you would expect this to be a highlight. The match was a little longer than I expected, but it was still a good match. I mean, Dolph can go, Tommaso can go. End of the match, we get an interference behind the referee's back and a hit on the head from a huge camera. Dolph Ziggler super kicks Tommaso, then he walks away with the win. Take a minute, see who the cameraman is. He takes off all his gear and his Bobby Roode. Oh, I'm sorry, Robert Roode. Robert Roode was the one who interfered. He comes in and he bro loves with Dolph Ziggler. They hug each other, bromance, mwah mwah. They're jumping Tommaso Ciampa. Out comes, you guessed it, your NXT champion, Braun Breaker. He comes in to help Ciampa. They fight for a minute. Dolph and Robert leave the ring. They discuss how they won. They smile. They run back into the ring and fight them. A whole bunch of referees come, try to stop the fight. Braun Breaker yells in the mic, "Next week, you and Robert Roode can fight me and Tommaso Ciampa in a tag team match." And again, our champion is in a tag team match. I do like that Braun Breaker is like overly intense. That's pretty cool. And Tommaso Ciampa is just a class act. Robert Roode coming back down to NXT. That was a nice little nod. I like that since he's a former NXT champion and they have literally not a damn thing to do with those guys as of the last probably 3 months on Raw. And, Dolph is Dolph. Can't lose with Dolph. I mean, he can lose. And he usually does. But, yeah, can't lose with Dolph. So, for another night of lukewarm, maybe mediocre NXT, it was better than, I guess, the week before. But anyway, I'll continue watching. I'll continue doing the lives. So you guys meet me right here on the best wrestling podcast known to man. Love to see it. Holla at me. I am Chad Big Bad Johnson. You guys have a great night.